I say this tongue in cheek, but do you have an OnlyFans account? Honestly, I'm actually being quite serious when I ask that question. And you're probably sitting there thinking, why do I need an OnlyFans account? Well, the reason I'm asking this question is because the guys that came up with OnlyFans were targeting musicians like you and other creative people when they set the platform up. They wanted to directly connect your followers with your creativity and effectively cut out most of the middlemen that control your income. The concept was really simple. As a creator, you would create content on their platform and then you charge your followers a small fee to access it. Very, very simple. In fact, the platform was flexible enough that your followers could request content exclusively for them. So they could commission you to write a song, for argument's sake. And because effectively the way the pay firewall worked, you could do that, publish content specifically for a specific requester or a group of requesters, and get paid for it. The platform would take 20% commission and you get 80% of what's left. The difference between this and the YouTube model is that your revenue is generated from all these ads that you see running around the videos. The ads before, the ads during, and the ads after. That's how you generate revenue as a YouTube creator. And the level of income is dependent on what type of ads can be run from which advertisers. And it's also based on the number of views. So the more views a video gets, the more ads get run, the more income the creator gets. Whereas OnlyFans was purely about paid for content. If you subscribe to an OnlyFans page of a content provider, as long as you paid the subscription, you saw the content. Very, very simple model. Of course, you're going to say, what's the difference between OnlyFans and Patreon? Well, Patreon is more about sponsorship. So you sponsor a creator and you get some bonus content if that creator is offering that as part of their package, but you don't get all the content behind the pay firewall, if you like. Whereas OnlyFans only offers paid content.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon.
So if OnlyFans was so good for content creators, why haven't you opened an OnlyFans account? Well, I suspect the reason is quite simple. Because you, probably like me, thought that OnlyFans was designed for the adult entertainment industry. And that is not true. That's not what OnlyFans was about. And the fact that the way the paywall works on OnlyFans and the fact that content creators are paid directly by the platform minus a commission is why the platform has been embraced by the adult industry. The internet has changed the way that you consume content produced by this industry. I don't know whether anybody has ever seen the film Boogie Nights with Burt Reynolds played the producer promoter. But some of this may resonate with you. But originally, industry had movie studios that employed actors and made content that was sold originally on VHS and then was sold on DVD. And as the technology moved forward, everybody at this point made a living. Then along came the internet. And the industry tried to use paid-for sites to stream content that it might have originally sold on DVDs. The problem was the bandwidth required to stream good quality stuff, and I'll leave it at that, was not available to most people, so it kind of failed initially. By the time the bandwidth actually got to the point where people could watch stuff, what the industry found was that the content was effectively being ripped and posted to various free sites whose business model was around advertising, effectively the adult industry version of YouTube, for want of a better description. And they weren't paying for the content that was being displayed on their sites. They were being paid by advertisers to advertise over the content that was being loaded by various nefarious individuals, shall we say. OnlyFans in this industry reversed this, and it stopped content being available for free. And it also allowed the creators to get paid directly from the platform. Hence the reason why it was embraced by the platform for these nefarious processes. Now here's the thing. If you go back and do some research, what you find is that the terms and conditions for the OnlyFans platform banned any adult material, despite the fact that the adult industry embraced the platform. So that they were actually all breaking the terms and conditions of the platform itself. They had to change the terms and conditions of the platform because when they looked at the revenue streams, they realised that where their revenue was coming from and what type of material or what type of creators were creating OnlyFans accounts. Otherwise, effectively, they would have had to kick most of these creators off the platform. Now, I'm not going into details because it would take far too long to explain this. But one of the biggest problems in the adult industry, as I understand it, and I've been listening to some podcasts by some financial journalists, which is kind of where this rant piece came from, if you like, is actually moving money through the banking industry. The adult industry makes a lot of money, right? It makes a significant amount of money. And they have to move a lot of money through the banking system. And as long as no one knows whose money is being moved through the system, everybody is happy. But as soon as it becomes known that the money is actually being generated through the adult industry, then the terms under which the banks are prepared to work becomes much more expensive for the platform operators. And I've heard it said that commission rates of north of 50% actually are not uncommon in this area. Don't quote me on that, but that's kind of what I've heard. This is a long-winded way of saying that OnlyFans really wants creators that are not associated with the adult industry. They don't want the aggro of having to deal with the adult industry and the payment systems that go along with that industry. What they want is they want to go back to their business model, which was, we provide you with a platform, you take most of the income. That's what they want. It wants creators with large followings to actually sign up for OnlyFans accounts and deliver content like this maybe, but that's what it wants. it last year it actually issued a document to its creators saying that it was going to stop promoting adult industry material, and it kind of had to reverse it because obviously that's where most of its income comes at the moment. But it wants to support creators, and this was the really interesting thing about this financial podcast that I've been listening to, is it wants creators, or it wants to be able to promote creators on its platform who can then bring to bear non-adult material that generates an income that can then be paid to the creator. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, and that actually is the goal that OnlyFans set out when it started up in 2016. The problem is, and this is a big but, can your followers and the public see past the adult industry tag that's been put on OnlyFans to actually come to your OnlyFans account and pay you for your content, which actually makes far more sense in terms of a business model for content creators than maybe some other platforms. Now, this has been a really, really interesting subject to look at, purely from the financial perspective. The other side of it is pretty much piffle, but really what I was looking at is the financial perspective of content creators. I don't know what you guys feel about it, whether you think that the stigma of OnlyFans can be removed to allow normal content creators to actually create content. I really don't know whether that's achievable or not. But I thought it was a really interesting subject, because the platform originally was for musicians, artists and other content creators to allow their followers to fund them. Not in the way that Patreon does, but actually paying for the content that was being released. Novel concept, don't you think? And on that note, live long and prosper, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.